FNM here at Nerd Rage Gaming. I'm your host, Andrew Donnelly. With me, my co-host tonight, Matt Hausler. And Matt, we're ready to kick it off with round one.
Sounds good.
You got Craig Anderson on Atarka Red featuring Dan Cardenas on Jeskai Aggro.
I don't know if we're featuring Dan Cardenas, but he's
here.
He's on the stream.
He's on the stream a lot.
He is here.
This is a pretty interesting matchup.
Yeah, not Atarka Red.
Yeah,
not something we see too often on the stream.
No, not really. I'm pretty interested to actually watch this go, as both of these decks kind of designed to beat Esper Dragons and squaring off in the first round. It should be fairly interesting.
Yeah. Let's see how they do against each other.
I was really interested in this Atarka Red deck, as it's something that I was looking for a way to kind of attack Esper Dragons, Blue-Black Dragons, as everyone else was, and this definitely stood out to me as a way to do it.
Just Kim fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems good.
And sure enough.
Speaking of fast plays.
There it is. My opponent's lands come into play tap, mine do not. We'll see a turn one Lightning Berserker from Craig Anderson.
A undashed Lightning Berserker.
That's good.
Yeah, seems fine. Little brick wall there, though.
Yeah. Soulfire Grandmaster is definitely a card.
Yeah, I think that's getting removed if available.
Sure enough.
Yep.
Get in for one.
Well, thanks for trying, Soulfire.
You did it.
Yeah. Craig is winning the race.
Let's see if Dan can find his third land option here. Does have a roast in hand. There we go.
Oh yeah, had it all along.
Wow.
Wow, yeah, roasting a.
That's an aggressive play.
That's an aggressive deck.
Jeez.
I mean, but yeah, that definitely communicates that that's pretty much all he has in terms of removal to deal with it. Of course, he could have another copy. Craig's creatures are all arguably 1-drops, 2-drops.
Yeah.
So roast will do what it does.
Craig's going to go for a fetch here. Finds his land. If this is a Rabble Master, Dan is probably not in a good spot.
No, unchecked Rabble Master for a turn at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, roasting something right away. More than likely Dan doesn't have it, and Rebel will just do work.
So we're going to take the Hordling Outburst line.
This is also a good line.
Sure.
A lot of individual threats. Dan probably working with mostly spot removal.
Yeah.
All the Arc Lightnings, anything like that would come out of the sideboard, so it's a good start for Craig, I'd say.
I'm interested in these Atarka Red decks. That was the one thing I kind of agreed on as I was browsing some articles on SCG. A lot of these players who are playing this Atarka Red opted to only play somewhere around like 19 usable lands that actually produce mana. And I do think if you're playing a lot of 3-drops, the Hordling Outburst and things like that, maybe a little bit too low. So I could see running into mana issues.
Yeah, that's fair. Definitely, I don't think we'll see much above 3 mana.
No.
Because, 19, you're not hitting 4 very
consistently.
Right, exactly. And now Craig has to deal with a Thunderbreak, which is pretty timely for Dan.
Yep.
Especially in this grindy, aggressive matchup. I mean, that thing at least is doing 3 damage, which seems pretty good.
Yeah, if it's getting removed.
Uh-huh.
It'll be interesting to see if Craig has any of the slotted cards in his deck that allow him to take control of a creature for a turn.
What we got? Jeering Instigator.
Yeah,
that's one option.
That's an option.
Take control.
I'd like Harness
Harness by Force.
That card's pretty decent.
Yeah, I don't know if those are again main decks.
Sure.
Things that we'd see, but it's certainly possible.
Jeering Instigator is a card that I kind of look towards the future for, especially when people are playing such large dragons. I mean, it's. Ooh, I like that. That's a Frenzied Goblin.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of friends with him too.
Oh man, card is solid.
We got 4 Goblin tokens and a way to get through that Singleton Storm Break.
Yeah, the little rough though, because as you are taking 3 when you target it with the Frenzied Goblin's ability.
That is true. Yeah. So spells or abilities. Wow.
It's putting in some work.
It's not ideal. So Thunderbreak, a good card, I guess.
Yeah, we've learned that.
Is that the lesson here?
Dan's going to take the...
Yeah, Dan going to pain to, again, just roasting individual, 1-power, 1-drop creatures.
To be fair, I think that's a smart line. Frenzied Goblin's a fairly
I
strong card.
I think it's his only... It's probably, his only interaction. I mean...
Sure.
I guess it works just... I mean, you're only paying 2 mana to essentially deal with a threat. I think that's what most decks do against these sly Atarka decks anyway, so... Yeah, you might as well. Craig gonna beat.
Ooh, Atarka's command pumped the team.
Yeah, ouch.
Dan
has it. Now's the time.
no counter magic in hand. I think he's got a lightning strike available to him right now.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's really that great here.
Right. What am I going to do? Remove one goblin?
So, yeah, he's paying 1 life to save himself 2 damage.
Right.
And now he's down a card, and he only took out half of 1 card in the form of that dragon fodder. So it's not ideal. I guess if his life total depended on it and it was lethal, sure. But, yeah, I think Craig came out a little fast for this one. So
sure.
Ultimately,
just like you said, Dan doesn't have a lot main board to kind of deal with the token generators.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely more for the control mid-range decks. He's definitely ready for those with those roasts. And yeah, again, spending removal on tokens is never that gratifying.
Sure.
Yeah, it just starts a bad time.
Cool.
For this player.
Craig's going to show him the burn in hand and say, I believe you are dead next turn, sir.
I think Dan was asking him if he had it.
Yeah.
Craig more than willing to oblige. He said, yes, I do have it.
That was a fast one. That Atarka red deck, this is how, once again, deck that you want to deal with Esper Dragons, Blue-Black Dragons.
Yep.
Very fast.
I mean, faster than Jeskai Aggro, too. It looks
definitely.
Like. Just goes right under it.
Well, we've got sideboard for both these players in front of us here, so why don't we cover, what do you got? You got Craig's over there?
Yeah.
All right, why don't you fire it off for the winner of round game 1 here?
That sounds good. Craig got one of Scouring Sands, 3 Roast, 4 Eidolon of the Great Revel, 2 Goblin Rabblemaster, 2 Goblin Heel Cutter, 1 Destructive Revelry, and 2 Hall of Triumph. Pretty streamlined sideboard, I'd say.
What do you like coming in?
Not a lot of 1-ofs, a lot of 4-ofs, so
sure.
I like that. So I guess Craig's on the play, most likely. No?
I don't think so.
No? We're going to assume he's on the draw?
Yeah, we're going to assume he's on the draw.
So if he's on the draw, I kind of like Hall of Triumph.
Okay.
Pumping his team, giving him a little longer staying power if this game goes a little longer. Things like, the cute things like Destructive Revelry, Scouring Sands. Dan really didn't represent tokens. He didn't really show any enchantments, so I think you kind of have to just send those to the wind until we go to game 3.
Sure.
Rabblemaster and Heel Cutter, kind of that same role where they're a little bit better on the play, not great on the draw.
Yeah.
Especially if Dan's putting up threats. I guess you can make a case for Heel Cutter. It's nice that it goes through things, but it's like you said, if Dan's like representing Thunder Breaks and that's it, you're just doing more damage against yourself.
Yeah, and if we have Frenzied Goblin in the main, I'm okay just leaving him in as our way to break through a line.
Yeah, and then also Roast seems pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Just a lot of flying creatures on Dan's side. So really the only thing that's left over is 4 of Eidolon of the Great Revel.
I'm snapping that off.
I think that'd be pretty good.
That card is punishing.
A lot of Dan's cards under 3 or less.
Yeah.
So yeah, that seems pretty good, especially on the draw. I mean,
right.
You're setting it up on turn 2, and then you're guaranteeing it's doing work.
You're turning it into a game that sure you can. I guess you can make a statement that says Dan has a lot of burn in his deck too. But let's say, just for this case scenario, we take out our Dragon Fodders, which I'm sure we have main board, and put in the Eidolons instead. We're now producing a 2/2 on 2 that we know it's going to resolve against our opponent. When it does and he tries to remove it, he's still taking damage. You're essentially turning the game into, let's see who top decks burn better and who plays their creatures faster.
Yeah, every little incremental damage will definitely matter.
Sure. So we'll cover Dan's sideboard here for his Jeskai Aggro. He's got 3 Disdainful Stroke. Looks like 1 Outpost Siege, 2 Negate, 2 Encase in Ice, 1 Arc Lightning, 1 Keranos God of Storms, 1 Dig Through Time, 2 Glare of Heresy, and 2 Barrage of Boulders. So I think bringing in here, we can see the Barrage of Boulders probably coming in. The Arc Lightning making
snap those off,
making its way in as well.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
Outpost Siege. I could make a case for that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're on the draw, for sure.
Yeah.
On the play, just a good card.
Definitely.
Solid all around.
So we'll see.
Speaking of good cards, though.
Players trading lands back and forth. Craig getting first blood with the Monastery Swiftspear. Dan going to move into turn 2 and play a Soulfire Grandmaster. This forces Craig now to have removal for this card one more time. And you'll see it in the form of a Wild Slash.
Sure enough.
Getting for 2.
I still think that's a win for Dan. That Slash should be going to his face.
Sure.
Playing a 2-drop that, kind of misdirects it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. We're gonna see a Zergo.
Dan with all 3
the
mana
follow-up.
again. Man, I can't believe the luck this guy has with the Jeskai Aggro list and managing to find untapped turn 2 and 3 lands in colors that he needs.
Well, he has a lot of basics.
He
just
does.
in general.
He does run a lot of basics. It's pretty impressive, actually.
I mean, good for him. Consistency, you know.
Right.
It's a thing.
So Dan kind of representing a lot of cards here. It could be Lightning Strike, Wild Slash against the team. I mean, there's quite a few things.
Yep, definitely waiting for Craig to make the move.
Yeah, this is where it becomes dangerous for the Atarka red player to kind of get into the red zone.
I guess. I mean, we're not really worried about if Dan has removal, he's going to be using it.
Sure.
I mean, send in those guys. We're not like playing around a Seeker all the way on the field.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of flash effects coming out from this Jeskai Aggro deck.
Sure.
I mean, Encase and Ice, I guess, but I don't know if you bring that in.
I mean, I guess there's something to be said too. In Case and Ice, the Monastery Swift Spear. We're not obviously going to probably target the Zergo, but what do we see? So this will be the Dragon Fodder. Interesting.
Yep.
Deciding to keep him in.
Yep. Gonna proc a Prowess trigger for that Swift Spear.
Get him sideways.
Getting in for 4 damage.
So Dan choosing to Lightning Strike the Swift Spear.
That's
yeah,
a
that's
little
kind of
risky. Yeah, all right. Pays off, though.
Gonna take 2 from the Zergo Bell Striker.
Craig representing Watt Slash there.
Yeah.
Which arguably has no reason to come out. It's definitely got targets, and you saw it do work there against the Soulfire, so
Sure.
it's good on Dan for his sequencing of playing cards on time that makes sense and
Right.
getting rewarded for it. So,
Man, I'd like to see what could Dan play here that kind of evens the odds for him a little bit.
I think Outpost Siege would be good.
That's spicy.
That's main deck.
Let's make
too.
sure he has the roast.
That's a main deck copy, my friends.
Cool,
That's
baby.
some tech for an aggressive matchup.
It's a good way to do it.
Looks like Craig rips Stoke off the top though.
Jeez.
So
Finding answers.
sorry,
huh?
Brimas. Thanks for trying though.
Not going to be around forever.
Thanks for showing up. I imagine this Stoke is just getting aimed.
Yeah, there you
Seems
go.
good.
Swinging for 3 as well.
Top deck Craig.
Dropping Dan down to 11.
Yep, dropping in for another 4.
If there was even a way to deal with the Brahmas, the Stoke will do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's one of 2 ways that Craig has probably to deal with it. So, it's not unreasonable to find.
Dan with a lot of untapped mana here.
Yeah,
it's really
very
strange.
reactive hand, I guess.
It must be. I feel like that didn't
or-
pan out in game 1 though, so I don't know if necessarily a pan out here is. He only has 3 cards in hand.
Yeah, like Craig puts too many things on the board.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all right. All right, so that's again,
Yeah.
not the best in Case and Ice.
I guess we have to cast it, but
I guess, but it's just as easy to just kill. There's nothing bringing it back.
Sure.
It's not like encasing a Death Miss Raptor where you just stone cold deal with a $20 card. I mean,
yeah.
Zergo just,
Just want to point out that
Whatever.
Banishing Light is still a card. I just want to
I guess.
throw that out there as we're talking about
What does
things.
Banishing Light do for us, though?
In ways of dealing with Death Miss Raptor.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm
Jeez.
I'm talking decks without
Right.
access
to white.
to the certain best color in Standard right now. It's yeah, geez. I mean, look at this board. Like, where's Barrage of Boulders? Where's the Arc Lightning?
Oh, actually, that was a good setup by Craig. Took the turn off to
Yep.
deal with the Foundry Street.
Now we're stoking a Foundry Street.
Jeez.
Ugh. I mean, it's probably not it's probably his only line, but
Yeah.
it's just so bad.
We just have no cards in hand.
So
either.
miserable. Yeah, like
It's the worst part. Dan really trying to find something, shows him 2 land, and says, "That's it." Craig saying, "I have Stoke Rebel Master."
but I can stoke you and rabble you.
Jeez.
Well, that was a quick game.
Yeah, that's what we've kind of come to expect from the Atarka Red, huh?
That's how we like it.
That is how we like
Oh
it.
yeah, Atarka Red, great deck, very powerful, especially when your opponent not a lot of ways to deal with all those tokens you spew out. I think if Dan found a barrage,
Sure.
that would have been pretty nice.
Yeah.
I imagine he'll reinvent his sideboard a little bit after this FNM and
Yeah, I don't know
maybe
if he's
throw
ever
in a
had
little
to
more.
play against that deck or a deck.
I can't
similar,
imagine so.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be bringing in Case and Ice.
Probably not.
Um,
We could see there what he brought in: double Encase and Ice, Barrage of Boulders, Arc Lightning.
Yeah, so 3 of those 5 I agree with
Sure.
for sure, and that's probably it. I mean, again, it just too fast.
Yeah, definitely.
Dan definitely ready to deal with slower decks, but
Yeah, surprising he didn't bring in the Outpost Siege. Seems strange.
if you go on the draw, I guess I could see that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you, well, I don't know. The point of the game is you have to stabilize, so
Right.
the barrages, the arc lightnings are going to do that for you. I guess once you've stabilized that board, Outpost Siege is just kind of win more.
Sure.
But I don't hate it. I still think it's pretty good. So.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely decent. Well, guys, if you're just tuning in, that was the finale of round one. And it was a pretty quick and aggressive finale, I would say.
Yeah, that's the game.
Definitely.
I wish all Magic was like that.
We've got still 4 rounds to go here tonight in
Yeah.
FNM. So
Well, I mean, we're starting fast.
It is.
Maybe.
I have
Let's
to
continue.
imagine a lot of players definitely expecting to play against the Blue-Black Dragons, Esper Dragons
Yeah.
type list.
Yeah, I saw a lot of blue-black out there when I was scoping.
Sure.
Saw a lot of Abzan.
Aggro? Mid-range?
I don't know. I just
Just Abzan colors in general?
just kind of skimmed it. Yeah.
Sure.
Both decks pretty good. So.
We know our co-commentator, Mr. Matt Dow, is out there piloting the Bant Heroic list.
Yep. Just won an open.
Yeah. I'm super fond of that deck now that has finally decided to play a 2-of Monastery Mentor.
Yeah,
I think that's great.
Deals with all those really premium removal spells.
Definitely.
Foul Tongue. What's the other one?
Oh, jeez.
Self-inflicting wound is apparently really good now, and
I can tell you there were a few people today kind of walking around trying to see if there were self-inflicted wounds anywhere. You know what I mean? It was definitely a very very premium card for tonight's games. Let's just say.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. A lot of people kind of expecting that, so it's definitely interesting. Yes, it was a very fast round between. Like we said at the beginning, 2 decks really kind of designed to take it to the control decks. I mean, that's what you'll inevitably start seeing.
Pretty obvious which one of those is supposed to go fast, and I mean, it was just, it's nasty.
I can't imagine if we have any other Green-Red Dragons players out there. If you have not put Anger of the Gods in your sideboard yet, that is definitely a card to look towards again. Deals with a whole bunch of threats on the field right now, and is just really good in the meta.
Yeah, even in sideboard. I mean, it's best of 3, so if you lose game 1, whatever.
Slap them in.
Once those Angers come in, once those Barrages and Arc Lightnings come in, it's pretty easy, I think, to deal with those strategies.
Allows us to deal with the old Den Protector Deathmist Raptor.
Oh, jeez.
It's a good way to take care of those.
Yeah, that is true.
They are exiled after they die to Anger of the Gods.
Yep.
So
bye-bye.
Bye-bye indeed. Even against us, so here we go. We've got one gentleman in the chat saying here that he feels that Heroic is well positioned in the meta, and I have to almost agree with Clayton Clay against Esper. I don't know if I want to be playing the Heroic deck. There's some advantages that we can gain off of there, but there are a lot of cards that Esper Dragons can play that are just really good.
Shut you down.
Yeah, especially now that I know Mr. Shaheen Sarani is pushing for Narset to make a comeback in the Esper deck.
Oh, yeah,
to kind of double up on our removal and our draw spells.
Okay.
Just a way to, vary the board.
Yeah.
The card's very good.
Very strong card, yeah.
Yeah, super strong card.
Yeah, if you give it time to do stuff, it's pretty much lights out. So.
Yeah. I assume we'll see the resurgence of Crux of Fate here, too. I know End Hostilities was a lot of card that was going around for Abzan players.
Yeah. Crux, arguably, with all these dragons running around, I mean...
Probably one of the best cards we can play.
Yeah, one-sided Wrath.
Sure.
Yeah, sign me up. Yeah.
I would be more apt to play a Crux of Fate now, especially when my opponent is tapping out to play their Ojutai on the 5.
Yeah.
I would be more than happy to Crux.
Oh, yeah.
That's super good.
It's a perfectly fine trade.
Yeah. Deals with him, deals with a lot.
Especially if I keep my board state of whatever it happens to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Clayton is kind of on the right path here. He's talking about Josh Utter-Layton also making a case for Narset. It's a good way to go with the deck. I think a 2 to 3 of is the right call. She's an incredibly powerful card to be in standard right now.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Super good. Just a great way to deal with a ton of cards.
It starts 6 loyalty.
6 loyalty
goes up to 7.
Up. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Good luck,
standard.
burn strategies.
Sure. Yeah, you're not doing much there. Yeah, well, Dow is pretty darn good at playing the Heroic deck. If we're patting him on the back for something, it's that he plays that deck optimally.
Hopefully he wins this round, and then it's likely he gets on the stream, guys.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. It'd be great to have him. We can, His lines are incredibly tight.
Yep.
If it's anything, he's another guy who preaches sequencing.
Yeah.
And to watch him play that deck is to watch the epitome of sequencing.
Yeah.
I mean, whether
sure.
it's his scry on a land into a defiant strike draw. I mean, the way he goes about kind of putting these things in order is incredibly good to watch. We saw him play at the what was that? Was that the 1K that we had most recently?
Yeah.
For game day.
Yeah, that was his first and only appearance on stream.
Yes,
I believe. So yeah.
And his sequencing during those matches was incredible.
Yeah, he definitely showcases how you should play that deck. Yeah, like you said, I was questioning a lot of like his speed,
Sure.
like his timing and how he would play slow but then play quickly the next turn. It's definitely a very like proactive deck, but you also have to know, when's it time to leave something back?
Yep.
When should I be setting something up? And I mean, the kid knows the format. I mean, he knows what he's playing against, and that's certainly a factor. So, it's definitely good to watch.
I mean, definitely far be it from me to ever tell him lines of play when a heroic deck is on stream, because he just gets all sorts of antsy about about sequencing.
It's his baby.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, when Control's on the stream, I pretty much just shut up and let you take it. So that's fine. I'll chime in every once in a while with was that a good counter spell? I don't know if that was a good counter spell.
I think he cast a dragon.
Sorry.
So, guys, that was the end of round 1 for us. We'll be moving into round 2 shortly. We do still have 26 minutes left in this round, so we're going to go out and take a walk around the room. We will be back, hopefully with some more information on some decks, and we can see who's kind of where in the field, what we can possibly see in next round, and hopefully we'll, if Dow won, we can lock Dow down for round 2, and you guys can watch him pilot that heroic.
Should be entertaining.
Definitely. If you're just tuning in, thank you so much again. As I just said, we are at the end of our feature match for round 1. Moving into round 2 shortly. Stay tuned. Make sure you guys follow the channel. That'll be a great help to us. We definitely appreciate all the followers and all our regulars. I can already see popping up. We've got Clayton Clay, who's always a great guy to have in the chat, and Mr. Campos also as well. So, guys, just go ahead and stay tuned for me. And Matt, we will be back.